Mohandas Pai, the subject of tonight's debate, you can disagree with Sam Petroda, and I've tweeted about it. People have commented about it, and it's been shared quite widely. It's a ludicrous idea. Nobody should be talking about a redistribution tax or an inheritance tax. But the nub of the problem is this, that there is genuine income inequality in this country. I'm quoting from the PLFS survey, Mr. Pai. When the UPA 1 was in power at the start of its tenure in 2004, the top 1% of people in this country, the millionaires, multimillionaires, they controlled 23.7% of the wealth of India. By the time Mr. Modi came to office 10 years later in 2014, Modi 1.0, that number went from 23.7 to 31.7. And in 2022, the last year that we have data for, Modi 2.0, that figure, the top 1% people, how much wealth of India they control, that figure went up from 31% in 2014 when Mr. Modi came to power to 33.10%. So basically, in 10 years, between 2004 or a little more than 10 years, from 2004 to 2022, the top 1% controlled from 23.7% to 33.1%. The nub of the problem is this, that the wealth of this country is getting accumulated in a narrower and narrower sliver of the population. How do you address that?
Zaka, let us understand the problem. Yes, the wealth of the nation, large part of the wealth is in the hands of small people, small number of people. They are entrepreneurs who have got listed companies. Even in the United States, in the last 20 years, the wealth of the top 1% has gone up, primarily because the wealth belongs to entrepreneurs who listed the company and the value of the company has gone up. The Fangman companies are worth $12-13 trillion. So if a person who is let us say, a founder of Amazon, like Jeff Bezos, his wealth has gone up. Tesla's Musk wealth has gone up because they're all listed. And the listed stock wealth went up primarily because from 2008, $25 trillion of currency was printed as a part of the quantitative easing. So it is a global problem because of liquidity. Value is going to go up. And as the economies grow, companies will grow, their valuations will grow, and people who hold the stock for founders, we see their wealth going up. You cannot blame them for being very successful. They're not done illegal things. They created jobs. They've done things the right way. Now you can also stop being an anchor. So do all the people here, and start business enterprises. Go list and become billionaires. Nobody is stopping you from doing anything. Go ahead and do it. All these academics, everybody who talk about inequality should get up academics, start their own companies, work hard like them, and get a listing and become rich. Fine, let them do it. You're pissing on somebody, sorry to do the bad word, who has been very successful, and that's not right. But
but
like
Mr.
Said,
Pai,
hang on, I'll come to it. Hang on.
Okay.
But Zaka, it is a problem. It is not good for society that a large part of society's wealth should be in the hands of a few. It should get accumulated and get passed on. It's not a good thing. That's what history has taught us. Now, to solve the problem, we must think of different matters. Putting an inheritance tax will not work.
Correct.
Putting the estate tax will not work. Because you essentially will create tax structure, as the gentleman said, where everybody will have a trust, everybody will do everything. The law provides you can't block all that, and that's not possible at all. And even the Congress party will not accept that, because if you look at the net worth of all the Congress leaders, they're very, very rich. We have a person in Karnataka who's worth 1,400 crores. You think he's going to pay 50% wealth tax? He's not going to do it. He's going to fight it. They may depose the leader. Rahul is worth some 20-30 crores. Is he going to give away 55% of that? He's not going to give away. They want to give away somebody's wealth. When they find that their own wealth is going to be given away, they'll fight back. That is not the point. What we got to do is, we got to create structures whereby during the lifetime, people with enormous wealth give away a large part of the wealth to endow hospitals, to endow universities, to endow research institutions, to endow schools, etc. And you must sit down and think, how do we make it happen where they get some benefit? For example, why can't we say that you can give away 2-3% of your wealth every year and set it up against your tax, as so long as you don't control the wealth and give it away, so that we incentivize them. We got to work out structures to do that, which will be good. Not giving to the government, because government is a bottomless pit. So give it for universities, because that's what we want. What Jaitley said was correct. Why don't we have big endowments? Why don't we have big hospitals? And I think the rich people of this country, the billionaires, create hospitals, should create universities, should endow everything else in a very big way. For example, one rich man in Bangalore, he's got an endowment of $40 billion. The question we got to ask him is, How much is the 40 billion he's spending every year? They don't spend. So you must force them to spend, give away the money and not control the money. That will be a good thing. But we've got to think about it. Not a
let me ask Professor Santosh Mehrotra. You know, this whole thing that's being said by the Congress party and others in the opposition that, you know, in the 10 years of Modi government, income inequality has widened. A fewer and lesser minority is actually controlling more of India's wealth. But if you look at the Gini coefficient readings, which is arguably the most definitive economic indicator that you have of income inequality, the Gini coefficient, as per an SBI report, has fallen from 0.472 in 2014-15 when Mr. Modi came to power to 0.402 in 22-23, which is the last year that we have the data for. That's a fall of 0.07, which is almost 15% in the Gini coefficient. So how does this is hard data that I've just read out, how does this square off with what Mr. Rahul Gandhi and others in the India Alliance and the Congress party have been saying? Mr. Modi is just, you know, giving money to his rich friends, and income inequality is actually growing in India. The data does not bear that out.
Simply untrue. I'm sorry to say that the SBI research economist who has put this out keeps putting out all kinds of rubbish. I don't take him seriously as an economist at all. Though the people who one takes seriously have done some solid work, and you've already cited their work at the beginning. So you know, let's not, you know, cite inappropriate data which is not credible. No one in this country believes that income inequality is coming down. That's about the biggest joke that I could have thought about. And in fact, that wealth inequality is also coming down.
No, but Professor Mehrotra, you have to cite studies or hard data to counter that. I gave you one example. You have characterized
excuse me,
it.
Sir.
No, you've characterized it the way you have. But do you have hard data to show the contrary?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
please.
hope you've done. Yes, 1 month ago there was a very solid study. Very solid study that. Yes, of course, Mr. Mohandas Pai doesn't like that study. I'm sorry to say, don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you, Mohandas Pai.
Okay. No, please cite the data.
In your own
Please cite the data, sir. Please.
Yes, sir. So it's Piketty, Chancel, Somanchi, and Nalan Bharti. I will send you the link happily immediately after this show is over. And this program should have debated that, and I'm shocked that actually you have not discussed that.